Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage, Hanna.
I wish I had animal story today, but I don't. I actually put my wash when I'm on the road for the last 6 weeks. I do my underwear and my socks in the sink in the bathroom of the hotel, but then I put this in a washer and dryer and put it on the wrong setting, and so a lot of you commented on my strings hanging out. I'm sorry, I just blew it apart last night. So this is what I'm wearing. I act like a cheetah got me or something, but it wasn't, it's a washing machine. And then this morning I get up, wash my hair, and I wash it with cream lotion for your skin. So it's one of those days it's just not the best. It's great to be here, everybody. A lot of you know the story. A lot of you have seen the shows before. I've been here every year, and I'm just excited to be here. I came here for the first time, everyone, in 1973. 2 little girls when I was building the Central Florida Zoo up in Sanford. My first zoo with 4 employees. And now we're at Columbus Zoo in Ohio with over 2,200 employees, with over 3.1 million visitors. Here at SeaWorld, the first week or two they opened, I had to bring the kids here. Being from Tennessee, everybody, you think I've ever seen a whale? I saw like a carp and a crappie fish and a bass. I've never seen a whale. When I saw that, everyone, you can ask my wife, she's sitting here right now with one of my daughters, and they will tell you what it meant to us to see a whale. It was the only place in the world. I hadn't started the television, I didn't start the TV, I didn't want to be on TV. But having not done what I've done all of these years that I've done, I've seen whales all over the world. A lot of people can't do that, everybody. And today, everyone, I have a saying in our zoo and here at SeaWorld, touch the heart to teach the mind. I hope each and every one of you understand that when you see the animals here today, when you see the whales here today, the dolphins. If we can't touch your hearts at SeaWorld or the 221 zoos in our country, these animals haven't got a chance. This is like an ark, is what this is for these animals. And by the way, 98% of our animals today, mainly SeaWorld especially, and the Columbus Zoo and other ones, come from other zoos and parks, not the wild. Another thing I want to talk about real quickly, and this is a serious jacket. You know me, I'm a fun person. You've seen my shows, what my wife and I, my family do. You've seen me on Letterman, all those shows, that's great. When it comes to SeaWorld, what's happened here the past few years is intolerable for me. What happened to me today? I had a gentleman come up here just a minute ago, signing autographs. Jack, whatever we do, SeaWorld always has to be here. It's my life. He's 80-something years old. He's been coming here since the day opened. Another little boy sitting right here, I don't know where he is, I can't see with this light in my eyes. But right now, I'm there this morning, my breakfast I did with the folks. He comes up and he's Mr. Hanna. I get this one card every time I come to SeaWorld. That's why I know about the possum. That's why I know about the tawny frogmouth bird. That's why I know about the squid and the octopus. That's why I know about coming to SeaWorld. He carries this around with him everywhere. Do you think he'd know about any of these animals, folks, if he hadn't come to SeaWorld? The answer is no. Do you think millions of people come to SeaWorld Busch Gardens and know about anything? The answer is no. I wish each and every one of you could go with me around the world, all the continents I've been very blessed to visit. I wish you could see the animals in the wild. It is a beautiful place. But the wild is also a very unforgiving place. And I don't need to go into that because we have families here. We're here to have fun today. We're here to touch the heart, to teach the mind. Another person's here is like our family. Dawn, who basically love SeaWorld more than any other human being on the planet. And of course, we know what happened with the whales. My mother's sitting right out here next to my wife. Every single time she tells me, every one of you shows is at SeaWorld. Every single time we get there. That should tell each and every one of you something. The SeaWorld parks, everyone, are the oceans of the world. That is where basically they say life started. Without the SeaWorlds in this country, nobody, I say nobody, will understand in years to come what the oceans are about. And that's why I don't get paid for a lot of this, everybody. I came here because my heart is here. It has been since 1973. And each and every one of you I know are members. I know you come here on a regular basis. And I want to thank you. I want to thank you for doing the right thing. There's right and wrong on earth. And that thing that you saw was wrong and totally inaccurate. SeaWorld is for real. It is all true. And their lives, my life, the staff, the keepers, the administration here, give their lives to these animals. Plus SeaWorld spent on their own last year $12.5 million behaving animals. No zoo in the country has done that. They spent millions over the last few years releasing I don't know how many hunts, who knows how many thousands of animals have been released by SeaWorld. They have a life in the wild, whatever that is. So thank you again. Round of applause for yourselves for supporting one of the finest parks in the top country. Oh yeah, here's the car. Where's that little boy? Where is it? Sorry, you can't have it back. I'm just kidding. You know, I'm a homo sapien. I'm a mammal too, so put my car in there. Come here, hurry. Come here. Sit up here. Look at your mom. I guess your mom. I don't know. Look here. Oh my gosh, you always it's hard to forget it. Look at your mom real quickly. You can put this in a car for me at home. There's a SeaWorld fan, folks, right there. Thank you, Lee. I'm going to jump on there and break for the day. I'm going to sue you. This first animal, everyone. Remember, I don't rehearse anything. This is first animal. Now this is, did you hear that? This is a beautiful homo sapien. She's 5'5". I want you to look closely, everyone. This is the mountain lion, right? The mountain lion, everyone, as you look up there, you see the spots? The mountain lion is born and covered with spots for camouflage. However, if the male mountain lion is anywhere around, with the female has the babies are gone in less than 30 seconds. Not even 30 seconds. That's why when she breeds, she has the babies, but when she breeds, she leaves the male. And she really leaves the male. The mountain lion, folks, is one of the most elusive cats in the world. I film cats all over the world. I've never seen, my wife and I filming, I've ever seen a mountain lion but twice. Once was in the back country of the Glacier National Park, way up there in the middle of nowhere, backpacking. We saw one on cliffs. We got to see that view pretty good. The other time, we were out in front of the road in front of us. What you see on TV a lot of times, a mountain lion being filmed, is very simple. A dog can track a mountain lion in less than 30 minutes because of the odor that mountain lion has. You by yourself, it's been years out there. You've never seen one. This cat also is the longest leaping cat in the world. This cat can leap up to 40 feet. 40. The animal also, you can see the eyesight's incredible. Their camouflage, when they turn a total brownish color there, a golden color. They can sit there on that box right there with bushes around it. You can go within 3 feet of it, you wouldn't know it. But they're our largest carnivore, largest cat on the North American continent, this whole part of the world. And by the way, they are coming back very well. You may hear some people, whether animal rights people who are telling all the animals in America are going down the tubes. That's a total lie, everybody. Don't look at our country in a negative way as far as the wildlife is concerned. We do have some issues. The mountain lion has come back very well, incredibly well. The black bear is a major problem. In Florida, you have it. When I was here in 1973, you had almost no bears. You have black bears, mountain lion, grizzly bear, brown bears, the elk, the moose has a little bit of problem in western states, but that's how well they're coming back. We are doing a pretty good job, and the job will get better, especially these younger people out here, not my age group, not baby boomers. We didn't do worth a darn as far as what we did in conservation. And these young people are doing a great job today. So kids, keep working at it, because you will see mountain lions with your kids and your great-grandkids. So thank you so much for coming to the zoo, bringing our beautiful mountain lion. I love these animals. Now you see the hotel rooms we're in, you'll notice there's nothing left of them after we leave. These animals here, well, this is the bearcat, Venturong. Why don't we focus on this one first, maybe? I'll do this, all right? This one right here, everybody, is a palm civet. The palm civet is something you've never seen before. Not because I'm any big deal, I've never seen one either, except in a zoological park. Toddy's been with us over 14 years now. The palm civet, if any of your doctors, some of you remember the SARS disease. The SARS disease about 15 years ago in China. It did not just damage, a lot of people lost their lives in China, in Asia, as well as Toronto, Canada, 3 weeks later. I cannot understand how they figured this out in about a month, that this is where it came from. This animal in China is a consumption animal, $200 in a restaurant. That is now all gone, obviously. The animal is an animal that's nocturnal. This animal's fur is like silk. The animal will also, the palm civet is in Asia, by the way. Borneo, Sumatra, lives in the jungles, nocturnal. This animal eats fruits, it eats birds, it's in a mongoose family, all right? Both these animals. In the mongoose family, which means it's like our Wolverine. It'll take down anything. I don't care if it's 10 times its size. This one here especially will eat cobras. You won't believe this. He runs a circle around the cobra. The cobra's like striking. These are fatal. One drop of venom can kill an elephant. So the cobra flares up. I've seen them up to like this high off the ground, but they're like 12, 18 feet long. And I'm way back here watching, by the way. And that little thing there will run around the cobra like this. And the cobra is trying to strike him all the time. The cobra goes like this. And that little thing keeps on running, and then the cobra goes, wow, he falls over, gets dizzy, and he bites his head off. It's not funny, but it's, cobra has anyway, this one over here is a bearcat or binturong. You see on the screen there. Now there he is. The bearcat or the binturong. Remember something, this is from the same part of the world. This animal here is big. This one here is full grown. This animal might get to be anywhere from 40 to 80 pounds, depending on male or female. Why do they call it a bearcat? If you look at his fur there and you touch it, how many of you guys ever touched a bear? That's a stupid question. Obviously no one's touched a bear. If you touch a bear, that's what they feel like. If you look at the whiskers, now those whiskers, you can see the camera there a minute. Those whiskers, you see, they're not very long, are they? When they're full grown, everybody, you're talking 4 to 7, 8 inches, this long. Why is that? Because that allows this animal to hunt in total darkness. This animal can see 10 times better than you can at nighttime, but when it's total darkness in a cave, he uses the whiskers like a lot of sea animals do. The animal also has claws that are powerful. The animal is an animal that some people have as pets over there. It's not very advisable because this animal full grown can rip a hole in you 1 split second. But I want you to show you what they call a bearcat or binturong, an animal from Asia that's one that you'll never see it as well, being nocturnal. Thank you so much, man. Oh, by the way, it smells like popcorn too, exactly like popcorn. This animal here, everyone, is phenomenal. All these animals are phenomenal, not just this one. So face that camera if you could. There we go. You want to put him on the box here? You can put him on the box here, you can do that as well. Again, this is our Siberian lynx, everybody. Kind of like a mountain lion, isn't it? In the same family, basically. The difference is you notice the ears there. If you notice the ears on this animal, look at the little tufts up there. You guys have never heard of a caracara. There are 2 things in the ear, everybody. Look at the tufts, number 1 on the top. A caracara from Egypt, that part of the world, its tufts are almost 4 to 6 inches long. A much smaller cat. The Siberian lynx, if you look at the back of the ears there, you see spots. See the spots there? Beautiful shot, by the way. Those are called eye spots. Why is that important? This cat here, let's say he's eating something. Over there's a Siberian tiger running around somewhere, which is, by the way, the largest cat in the world at 700 to 800 pounds. Let's say he's eating a little antelope or a little rabbit or whatever. All of a sudden, that big Siberian tiger comes up, and let's say he's over there eating. All of a sudden, he's going like this. Now, why is that? Because he thinks he's looking backwards. The animal doesn't understand what in the world is that kind of animal. So they're not going to take a chance. I mean, a Siberian tiger would have that thing out in 1 split second. But they don't know that that's not his eyes, it's his ears. A lot of animals in nature have what they call the eye spots. The serval cat has it in Africa, a much smaller cat. But the Siberian lynx, and I'm not saying there's several subspecies, everyone, but I'm sorry to say that 2 years ago, one of the subspecies of Siberian lynx went extinct in the wild. Totally gone forever. This is, I'm not sure, obviously it's not this subspecies, but the animal is an animal. What happened to it? Yes, it was hunted for its coat, like a lot of animals were in the 1920s, 1940s, 1950s, even the 60s. At that point, the people in that part of the world saw what was happening. So they stopped the hunting, and now that's not the reason the animal, and that hunting didn't cause it at all, basically, except, especially with the coats, is what it was for. Today, the animals are being pushed up in the mountains further because of overpopulation. When that happens, their prey does not live up there. That's where the main problem is today. Some of the subspecies you have no problem with. They'll be around forever. but I don't know which one this is. All I know is it's a magnificent cat. And by the way, look at the back foot real quickly if you could, the back leg here, the rib flat, the flat feet right there. No, not those, if you can get the back part of the animal. Right there. Look at the back foot, everybody. What do you see the back foot doing? You see the whole leg on the ground, don't you? You don't see the animal standing on his paws when he rests. See it, right? He'll go down here and just lay on that whole back part there, right there. When that animal runs after something in the snow that might be 3 or 4 feet deep, he can't run with his paws like this, like a dog, like this. He gets stuck in the snow. He couldn't catch anything. They run on that whole back part. So Mother Nature invented the snowshoe way before, well, who knows? I mean, tens of thousands, 100,000 years ago. So that applies that animal in the snow because you can walk on it with that back foot down flat. Thank you so much for bringing out a beautiful Siberian lynx, gorgeous animal. Joe Slavin. Thank you, George. Joe Slavin, Pennsylvania. How do you see Pennsylvania out there? Joe Slavin show out there. That's an amazing show, rescued animals, isn't it? There's another thing SeaWorld does. How many thousands of animals since Joe's been here have been rescued from you know what? Being put to sleep. Or there's stars here now. And now they go out to someone's home as well. Not many people realize that whatsoever. This right here, look closely, everybody. This right here, every time I see it, I don't believe I'm looking at it. This is one of only 2 egg-laying mammals in the world. There's only about a dozen in this country right now. I've only seen them once in a while. Can you imagine this? An egg-laying mammal? Picture an elephant laying an egg. Let me know what happens. But this animal lays eggs. It's a mammal, everyone. The animal, look at it. It's called the echidna. Someone said the good Lord took leftover parts and made the echidna. I mean, look at his feet. Look at these feet a minute. If you look at this beautiful shot of this camera. This is the best we've had. Look at that foot right there. Does that look abnormal or what? Look at his little face there. Those quills you can see are not like a porcupine. These quills here, if there's a porcupine that she was holding, you go like this. That's stupid. We'll do that again. Anyway, if you go like that, it's sharp, trust me. It's like a hedgehog, but it really goes right in you. What this animal will do, if a dingo or some animal predator in Australia, which is not a lot of predators, obviously dingoes are one of the main ones. A dingo would come up to eat him, and he sees it. He runs in his hole, and what he does, he leaves a back end sticking out of the hole, just on purpose. That little back end tail there has quills in it. So he knows that the dog or dingo is going to come up and bite. What happens? He bites all right and has a bunch of holes in his mouth. What's that tell the dog or dingo? We'll never go back there again. Isn't it amazing again how these animals learn all this stuff? The unique thing is, everyone, when it lays an egg, it's hard to believe, and that egg hatches, a piece of skin under here, they do not have a breast. It secretes blood red milk, not white or cream, blood red milk comes out of his skin or her skin when the baby takes that little tongue and nurse. So the animal is very different. Again, one of only 2. Some of you can see this. By the way, if you want to take pictures of the show, I have no rules about taking pictures. All these animals are used to flashes, whatever. Anyway, so we love this animal, and we love it because many people have not seen it. And so it does have its purpose on the planet Earth. Thank you for bringing out the beautiful echidna. The club is living. We all work together. A lot of my speeches throughout the country, SeaWorld's helped me, and we help them because, you know something? We're all in this together to save the animal world. Now this animal here is a bird. Every time I forget it, let me guess, a caracara. You know, David Letterman told me something right before I left, after 30 years of shows. I thought he was going to be nice to me. He said, Jack, you know what? You know what you are? I go, oh my gosh, he's going to say something nice. You know what you are, Jack? What's that, Dave? You're a walking encyclopedia of misinformation. Thank you, Dave, so much. It makes me feel so good. You're so nice to me. But this is a caracara from South America. Also, you see this bird, by the way, in southern United States, down in Mexico, New Mexico, that part, and then you start going to South America. We just got through filming, by the way, in Ecuador. You'll see these shows in May or in the fall. We spent time up in the Andes Mountains at 14,000, 15,000 feet at the Galapagos Islands, where we've been many times, down there, and then went to the Amazon jungle. And we did see the caracara, believe it or not, up at about 14,000 feet. Up there, by the way, it's a national bird for Mexico, the national bird for Mexico, called the caracara. This bird dates back, folks, a long, long time in nature, the caracara. It's a beautiful bird. You can see the gorgeous shot here today. Unbelievable. That is a beautiful shot of the caracara. Thank you so much for bringing that out. This eats maybe what? See that? I can't know it. Eats insects and little worms and also little animals like rats and mice. I knew that anyway. I just wanted to make sure he knew. Jeez. I'm trying to get myself out of something that I get myself into. This next animal, see, I did that one pretty quick like you told me to do because I go overtime. Oh my gosh.
Oh!
This is a horse from Germany. I guess we're going to film it somehow. I don't know how. Don't get that thing around me. Hi, Joel. This is Joel Slade, everybody. Thank him for what he did. He told me this many years ago. I've known since 1979. He has saved more animals from you know what in the thousands. So thank you, Joel, for all the things you do for all of us. Now, the camel, everybody, is an animal under one. Remember this. One of the first pack animals in the history of the world. If you go back to Egypt, right now, by the way, there are more camels in Africa and Australia, I mean Africa, more camels in Australia than there are in the Middle East or in Africa, by the way. The animal is a unique animal. It's used, when they go out in the deserts, we film in both places. We film in Australia. My wife and I take camel safaris. My wife and I probably never take another camel safari as long as we live. She still has scars here to this day for riding a camel. I said, Sue, how do you like riding a camel? Well, Jack, it's a mess, is what it is. How do you ride a camel? Just don't do it. There's a hump right there. That is not water, it is fat storage. The folks that go out in the deserts, which you still do by the camels, by the way. By the way, a camel, for someone in northern Africa and or other places, Australia, that are really people that live out there, it's like having a beyond car or home. This is their life. It's their transportation, it's their food, it's their milk, it's everything. The camel, when you go across the desert, who knows, they're out there for 30 to 60, who knows, 3 months. Yes, they might lose a camel. Camel is a consumption animal, by the way, not just out there, in many restaurants throughout the world. The camel is very, very much, the Bactrian camel, the two-hump camel, is pretty rare in Mongolia and that part of the world. You can see there the eyes, it has 2 eyelids, by the way, in dust storms. Look at the nose. Those dust storms, the winds are 100, 150 miles an hour, whatever. That stand is like bullets hitting you. That animal will get crouched down like this, and he shuts those eyes. He's impenetrable as far as that's concerned. The feet, you see the feet there, the feet are big to walk on sand. Have you ever been out in these deserts, everybody? It's absolutely unbelievable. It's more seeing a desert than really the desert, because it can almost get frightening if you look out there and think you're going to walk out there for 30 days. They don't have water a lot either. The camel also, if something happens out there, obviously that's used for clothing. They actually, how do they start a fire to cook, by the way? The defecation. The camel's defecation is dried, and is what they cook on. So you understand this thing is a walking store is what it is for them, much less the transportation. So there's an animal that's been very in the history of the animal world. Thank you, Joe, for that. It's a lot of work to bring a camel into your trusting. You should go to Joel's house someday and see his camels along with 500 animals in his house. This right here, this is Brian, who's been, people ask how you work in the zoo. I've known Brian, I knew his dad in college before Brian was even thought of. My daughter Julie right here. Helped open Discovery Cove. She does my show with me sometimes. She loves animals. And all these folks you see out here, the SeaWorld folks and our folks, dedicate their lives to animals. What is this, everyone? These are our Amur leopards. Look at it closely, because more than likely, there are only about half a dozen zoos in the country that have an Amur leopard. It's similar to the snow leopard that lives in different places. In Asia, the animal here we probably get, what, about 40 pounds, 50, 60 pounds. The animal's camouflage is incredible. And there are how many left in the wild, we think? Less than 100 in the world left in the wild. So why do we have the zoological parks? Again, why do you have the SeaWorlds and Busch Gardens? Why? Because it is an art. Our goal in life, eventually, is to release these animals, if there is a wild, back to the wild. But the main goal, everybody, is one simple word. One simple word. It's education. Conservation is very important. You'll see it all over our stuff. You'll see it over SeaWorld, which all over this country you'll see conservation. And that's a great word to use. But the word means absolutely nothing. If you go like me into jungles, like my wife and I did in the Amazon. By the way, you go into the huts. What conservation projects are you planning here? What are you doing right now? I'm sorry, what is conservation? You can go around this country right now, go to certain areas of our country and ask them. I don't understand what's that. Education is what this park does better than almost anyone in the world. Your families have been here having fun today, but each and every one of you will leave here hopefully learning something without even knowing it. If we can't do that, touch the heart, teach your mind, then obviously, who's going to care about the animals? That's why the whole reason we have these places, everybody. That's why the good Lord put us here, and put us here as arks to save them. And by the way, we released animals. I can't get into it because I don't have the time to tell you what we have done to release animals to the wild. SeaWorld alone has helped us, the zoos and the SeaWorld's parks. We gave $42 million to animals in the wild last year. Not 42 million. Nobody can come close to that. Nobody can come close. So we're going to look closely. The animals mainly nocturnal, impossible to see in the wild, less than 100. But I promise you, I'm not a negative speaker. I know for a fact what we do in the zoological world, when we have worked together throughout the world, in Europe, all over the world, Australia, these animals will be here for many generations. Thank you so much for bringing those to you guys from Camels Zoo. This animal here, everybody, this animal dates back to the dinosaur era.
Two-toed sloth.
What is that? A sloth, yes. That is a sloth. And that is a beautiful sloth. We just got, this was from Panama, by the way, rescued animal. We just got through filming in Panama about not even 3 years ago. What is one of the hardest animals for me to film? Is a sloth. How can it be hard to film a sloth when the slowest moving mammals in the world that only lives its life in 4 trees? Very easy. In Central South America, it rains a lot, especially in the Amazon. Therefore, algae will grow on his hair. Algae. I'm not talking about a beautiful green algae. I'm talking about something that's green, brown, and drips like you would not believe. The ones I saw in Panama, they were so in the tree there, they had to point it out to you, you wouldn't know it's an animal. Looks like it's been gone for like weeks, like just rotten. You know what? The worse it looks, the longer you'll live. That's how they really have one of their major defenses is that. They also have teeth. Looks like a real nice animal, doesn't it? That animal has teeth almost flat like yours. When it bites, let's say a jaguar, let's say an ocelot were to get it, that jaguar will probably lose. I guarantee you, that jaguar, the ocelot, by the way, might lose. This animal can bite like you've never even heard of. They have to. Bark, leaves, nuts, fruits, whatever. This is a two-toed sloth. You see over here, right here, you'll notice the 2 toes. You see the 2 toes? That's obviously a two-toed sloth. I hear him doing the Letterman show. I said, Dave, he said, what kind of sloths are there, Jack? I said, a 2-toed and 3-toed. He said, Jack, what's the difference? You get hit 1 toe. Well, he's got 2, 1, got 3. I don't know the difference between one animal. Honest to gosh. But this animal's mostly hair and fur, everybody. They breed upside down, born upside down, eat upside down, live upside down. You know, you go home from work and say, my life's just upside down. No, it's not. His life is upside down. They do go down the ground 1 day a week. They go to the bathroom. Now, why would he do that? The animal, you can see the defense mechanism. He can't run, can't hardly walk at all. What he does that because when he went to the bathroom in the treetops, it would fall to the ground. The ocelot, the jaguar, harpy would hear the droppings. They'd go up there and get him. So it's amazing again how they know to go down there and do that. The animal was used somewhat in the pet trade, not anymore. It basically lost traffic, cars, and also some people consume the sloth. The sloth is doing very well in most of Central and South America. Certain areas are down. If I go to the Andes Mountains to film, you'll have people up there with a sloth hat, gloves, and jackets. However, they don't. It's part of their culture. You know, there are cultures in this world that besides ours. And so what happens when we see that there are not many sloths left? All you got to do is go up and talk to these folks. It takes us years sometimes to talk to them, to explain to them. And then we have other things like sheep, introduce goats, introduce things that will provide clothing for them, and then there are no more sloths killed. That takes work, it takes money, and that's what SeaWorld again, and all of us do, Busch Gardens and all of us in the zoo world. So it's a neat animal, it really is, everybody, and one that you won't forget when you film it in the wild. I can't film it because I can't find them, so we have guys that go with us to find the sloth. But thank you for rescuing this beautiful animal. I don't have a cold. I lost my voice because I talk too much. So I apologize for that. You know, I can stay away from me. This, everybody, I don't care, having served in the military myself, how many of you are veterans, by the way? Raise your hands out there. A round of applause for those people. Thank you guys very much. And I think all of us, whether military or not, I get chills, I got to write down. You look at my arm, you don't believe me. Every time I see this bird. In Montana, where I live part-time, you can ask my wife again. That bird comes about 8 o'clock, not 8:05, 8 o'clock every morning. A beautiful eagle flies right in front of us and the lakes out there. It's just every time we get so excited. Our visitors say, what's wrong with you two? You never seen a bald eagle? Yeah, we see deer, eagles, bears. We get excited when we see a daggone squirrel. But the thing is, look at the majestic of that bird. Again, I wouldn't tell you how many times SeaWorld has helped, not just monetarily, by bringing in a lot of birds here, getting them going, and getting them back out in the wild. Speaking of rehabbing, you folks would not have the manatee history book. I guarantee you, history books will show you. I may be gone. If it wasn't for this park, especially the one here in Orlando, you could get a beautiful manatee, which is one of my favorite animals in the world, would not be here. I was filming here, folks, in the 1980s. They were packed with manatee here trying to save them. They had no more room. What do? I go back to Ohio, Columbus, Ohio. Ohio is the second largest supporter, I'll be back to the eagle in a second. Ohio is the second largest supporter in the world of manatee. In this country, by the way. I said, we're going to build a manatee exhibit. Fine, it's $14 million. We raised $14 million in less than 3 months. We now have one of 5 manatee exhibits in the world, basically, in this country, in Ohio, where we take help SeaWorld and let help a lot of people rehab these animals, the manatee. I'm just doing that because of what they've done for the bald eagle. The bald eagle, everyone, is when it's hatched, it's the size of your fist, all right, your fist. Now, in 12 weeks, the bald eagle is this big. It's one of the fastest growing birds in the world. The deficit is, for the eagle, is that the animal is that big, the coating, you see, the grayish brown. That lasts for 3 to 4 years. The white head doesn't appear to them. I just did a show with David Jackson, who has an animal sanctuary on the west coast of California. He brings a bird out, its whole wing is flopped like this. Because someone shot it 8 years ago. Why is that? Because farmers, they see this big old black bird there trying to get their chickens and coming down in there, they take a pot shot at it, not knowing they just killed the American bald eagle. That is not only illegal, it's a prison sentence, plus a fine you wouldn't want to pay. But the guys don't know that. That's the one thing the eagle fights. Look at the talons, look at the feet on this thing. You see those talons? That animal has 1,000 pounds of pressure per square inch. You know what that animal would do if you didn't have that glove on? This is a pretty big guy right here. My arms are pretty good, I work out some a little bit. That eagle, and by the way, the eagle would never do this, never. But if that eagle were to land on your arm, I don't care how big you are, it would go through your skin, through your muscle, and pop your bone in 1 split second. I don't care how big you are. 1,000 pounds of pressure per square inch is in that bird's talons. By the way, the eagle, if you see him in the wild, you'll notice something. In Montana especially, those western states have a lot of cattle. It snows a lot, so the cows get stuck. They don't make it. In the springtime, you will see eagles all over the place, no vultures. The bald eagle, they also eat a lot of dead fish. They don't really consume a lot of live animals like other birds of prey. So there he is, which is one of the most magnificent birds in the world, everybody. And thank you, SeaWorld. A beautiful bald eagle. We'll be kind of quiet for this one. This is the fastest land mammal in the world. It's a youngster, by the way. Now, a lot of you have been to Busch Gardens. You'll see the cheetahs there. In Columbus, we also have a place, not the zoo only, but also the wilds, where we raise cheetahs. The dog, I have no idea what he's doing here. No, I'm just kidding. The dog and the cheetah are raised together. Now, a cheetah, everyone, on her first birth, a lot of times, like 80% of the time, consume her babies. They don't know what's going on. A lot of cats will do that in the wild, by the way. The cheetah, though, Susie, tell me, how many get to be a year old? What's the percentage? How many cheetahs get to live up to a year old? What's the percentage for cheetah? Less than 95% of cheetahs born ever live to be 1 year old in the wild. So you see where I'm coming from on this. The cheetah, everyone, last July was declared the most endangered cat on the continent of Africa, last July or so. Why is that? Because there are people over there. It's not a matter of hunting, by the way. It's a matter of people with cattle, the Maasai warriors, the people that live there, the different tribes, a lot of them out there. The cheetah obviously would like to eat sheep, cattle, goats, whatever. That's how they live. They're human beings. Therefore, the cheetah has to go. We tried many years to have traps set for them where they would check them and then call the game and fish, whoever it was in that country. That didn't work very well. It gets to be 110 degrees out there. That can't leave the cheetah there more than 4 hours. So what are we doing now? And Susie Rapp and other people follow this. One of our friends that lives in Africa. They now have the Anatolian Shepherd. It's a dog about this big, kind of like a German Shepherd. That we now provide the Anatolian Shepherd to the people there. They have ranches and the Maasai and other tribes that put there with their sheep and goats. It scares the cheetah away. You know something? It's working. Isn't it amazing? The dog can save the cheetah from extinction. Look at the cheetah also. Look at the face if you would the cheetah. The cheetah. Turn that way. How do you make a cheetah turn that way? Look there. See that? Look at that beautiful shot. Look at that. What do you see? See the teardrops in his eyes? Watch what I do here. I can't see anything, right? Nothing. That's why the football players and baseball players wear that stuff. Isn't it amazing Mother Nature created that way before who knows how many tens of thousands of years ago? Because the cheetah hunts everybody in the heat of the day. The only cat in the world basically will hunt when it's 110 degrees outside. No cat. Lions, leopards, jaguars, all of them mostly hunt at nighttime. Then all of a sudden one wakes up and there's a camel or a giraffe, or a zebra sitting there. It's injured or something. They hunt at nighttime. The cheetah cannot do that. The cheetah is one of the weakest animals in the world, especially a cat. If I went down an airplane, everybody in Africa, with these bush planes I take, if I were to go down there and we don't want to walk away, and I saw, let's say, 5 cheetahs right there, no problem. If I saw one lion sitting over there, I'll see you later, we'll see you again. That's the difference in the type of cat it is. If you look at the feet, I don't know if you can see it there, perfect shot, look at the feet. What do you everybody see? What do you see? Claws, don't you? The only cat, and that's why coming here to see this today at SeaWorld, everybody, you don't understand. You could never see that on one of my shows when I film the cheetah in the wild. You could never see what you're seeing here today. Very few of you know that the cheetah is the only cat in the world with non-retractable claws. Go look at your cat at home. He retracts his claws. Every cat in the world does except the cheetah because of speed. The tail, there's a tail there. It's a beautiful tail, isn't it? But guess what? If you came up here and touched it, the tail is totally flat, like a truck ran over it. It doesn't look, it doesn't. We did one of the first times anybody's ever done this. CBS, which covers the golf tournaments, around the country, they were there covering the Memorial Tournament. 2 years ago, Susie had the cheetah running about 60 miles an hour. None of us knew that when that cheetah, he had that little thing he chases, it goes like this. When the cheetah goes like, the car can't do this, the car goes like this. The cheetah goes like that. The whole cheetah's body leaves the ground at 60 miles an hour, like this. So quick that you can't even see it. Look at the body. The tail is like a sailboat, which lets that animal go like this in midair. And it's an amazing thing to watch. Maybe next year if I come back here, well, not if I'm coming back to the avenue or not, I'll be back here talking to somebody. Anyway, that tail is invaluable for this animal. Now what's wrong now? You see the cheetah looking at himself? About 6 months ago, I had a full-grown mountain lion outside of Detroit in a speech up there. In the mountain lion, he'd done a lot of shows. The guy rescued this thing. And I was educating people, full-grown mountain lion. He turned around, saw himself on the screen, and then jumped into the screen. It was quite funny. $2,000 later, the screen was gone. Anyway, the animal, I can't describe what Susie Rapp and her staff have done here. If you're looking at a woman here, Susie Rapp, she hates saying this, I'll tell you. People from all over the world will call her. She's been with us 36 years. If anyone has a tiger, a cheetah, a leopard, any problems, her phone rings off the hook. The dedication she's getting, and our staff up there, thousands of hours, 24/7. When we try to help these. One is cheetah, I don't know if it's this cheetah or not. This one who, the other ones were eaten by the snake. Yeah, all the litter was killed by a snake. This one was in the process of being consumed. We rescued it, or they did, and then they sent it to the Columbus Zoo because of what we do there. Same thing happens here at SeaWorld with whether it be dolphins in the wild, whether it be turtles, birds of I don't know how many species, whales. By the way, while you're enjoying this shot here, ask me someday about JJ the whale in San Diego about 10, 12 years ago. I was filming there. I went to SeaWorld. JJ, I don't know what kind of whale that was. I'm sorry, not a blue whale. I mean, this whale was like as big as this right here, as a baby, right? This long. I go back 1 year later, this whale goes from there all the way down over to there. One of the biggest, it was the largest release of any animal in the history of the world. SeaWorld put it back out in the wild after 1 year. Can you imagine the money that took in the millions? Thank them for bringing a whale that big back out in the wild. I filmed the whole thing. So everyone, this animal here is majestic. All cats are majestic, by the way. But to see this animal in the wild, I cannot even film it when it's on a hunt with 3 cameras. It's impossible because you can't follow the speed of this animal. Again, they have to hunt in the heat of the day, and they also will study their prey, unlike other cats. Most cats are hit. They study for 2 or 3 days to see if that's a sick one, old one, whatever. And I just want to thank Susie for bringing that, and our dog is here to give it a social partner, as well as it teaches each other a whole lot. Until the cheetah's full grown, the dog will then realize that it's probably not the best thing to stay with. Thank you, Susie. Thank you, Susie. Thank you, SeaWorld. Thank all these people. God bless you. Have a great